Hello, I'm Sasha, and today I'll be talking about artificial intelligence for my assignment 1 for the class Design for Creativity and Productivity at UC San Diego. So, my thoughts on artificial intelligence. I've been thinking about these things since I was quite young and seeing science fiction movies and the likes of that. AI like C3PO and R2D2 has always been a dream of mine. But now living in a time where things like DALL-E 2 and ChatGPT exist, it seems like AI is progressing quite rapidly. I predict that 2023 will be defined as the year of AI and the explosion of new AI products and services and tools. From my experience, I've been using a lot of ChatGPT ever since it launched a couple weeks ago, towards the end of December. Um, I've been obsessed with it since. I've had it write my case studies for me. I've had it write posts for me on LinkedIn or other things, or even replying to people or rewriting things that I were thought. I found ChatGPT to be quite successful in the way it is able to, from a singular sentence, come up with paragraphs and paragraphs of thoughts and opinions to add on. I definitely reading the news and Twitter and a lot of different other things. It seems that ChatGPT is also worrying the likes of tech giants like Google and other companies. So I think ChatGPT's language processing is going to be quite a doozy for the next couple of years, and seeing more parameters being in place and the explosion of it, and also the other implications of a large language model like ChatGPT in education and other things. In class, we talked about how, like, what can we do to stop things like plagiarism or other things from ChatGPT, and I personally believe that I don't necessarily think there will be a way. I think kids will always learn how to outsmart people that supervise and figure out ways to cheat regardless. And I think especially the younger generation will begin to rely on these tools. I mean, I think it's going to be fine. I think growing up, I heard the whole argument of like Google search is bad for you, or text typing instead of writing is bad for you. I think this is going to be the same case of using a language model is bad for you too. I think in time we will learn to adapt to these systems and how it will integrate into our workflows. Much like the iPhone now and other smart devices are now all part of our workflows, I think tools like this will become very much part of our workflows. Some other tools I've been using was DALL-E 2 for image generation. I actually used it to come up with my logo. My logo is probably in the beginning of this presentation. I used prompts like spherical. I asked for a spherical social media-like symbol with blue and an S in it with a yin and yang pattern, and it came up with it, and I found it to be really cool because it lessened my need to spend time designing and iterating these things. After getting something what I basically wanted, I was able to quickly iterate instead of spending hours and hours sketching and drawing. It sped up my design process and overall made things easier. But from the flip side, all these two, ChatGPT and DALL-E 2, is the biggest question of all is, will AI take over our jobs, as in like programming or artists and creatives or voiceover people? I think so. I think that we will rely on AI for a lot of things in our jobs and futures. I think they will take over a lot of jobs, but I also think it'll create new jobs. I think I can't really predict on what except specifically those jobs will be, but I think we will find new uses of our time because time will be so sped up by relying on AI systems. And it'll be interesting to see how this occurs and the battle that it causes. I'm curious to see if it's going to cause if we start seeing a massive amount of like AI taking over blue collar jobs and other jobs like that. Will people start revolting? Will people start asking for universal basic income? Will there be protests against the robots? All the typical science fiction tropes and stuff. Curious to see where that goes, but I think at first we'll probably be pretty pissed. I mean, we can see the AI art movement and people on ArtStation and other things like this getting not posting anti-AI art stuff. And I think it's just beginning. We'll see more conversations like this come about as AI progresses and starts really blurring the lines between what is human and what is robot. And we'll just have to kind of live through it and see where things go. But yeah, overall my thoughts are AI is here, it's here to stay, and we're going to learn how to integrate with these systems and expand upon them. I also feel that we might possibly be headed down a transhumanist route of living, and Elon Musk's Neuralink is trying to mitigate this by creating brain-computer interfaces in which we're also part AI. I find that to be quite interesting. I mean, things might have to come down to that. Let's say if we can't keep up with the speed of AI and our brains are too human, too biological to keep up with the machines, maybe we'll have to integrate with them. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I hope they are something to you too. Let me know what you think below down in the comments. I'd love to hear.